Good morning everybody and welcome back to our Traceability series. Today I'm joined by Ryan Ashton, who is the head of our Intralogistics sector here in the UK and Ireland. And today we're going to be talking about how our traceability solutions can help some of the challenges and trends that customers are facing in the intralogistics sector. So Ryan, can you please tell us about some of the trends that we're seeing at the moment?
Of course. So I think the number one trend is the change in the consumer habits and the way that people buy. So we call that the Amazon effect. So people are expecting next day delivery for free or very cheap. I think a prime example of that is myself this week. It's my wife's birthday. I've left it to the last minute and I need the next day delivery solution to help me out of a hole. And I hope she's not watching this. But realistically, that is the expectation of the consumer now. And that's having a knock-on effect in industry. So as a consumer, we need to know what is available, if it's available, and how fast it can get to us. As a warehouse, they need to know that they have reliability on their data and their operations to know that that stock is present and how fast they can get that out to the consumer. We then move on to the cost of labour and the availability of labour for warehouses. So again, we're seeing an increase in cost of minimum wage rise increases, and availability is a really key one. So end users are starting to use agency staff now with a real need for that staff, and that's creating issues. So what we're seeing is a high turnover of staff. That means a constant need for retraining. It means we have quality issues with constant new staff, can lead to issues there. And a really interesting stat that I saw from Interact Analysis was around the correlation between labour cost and warehouse automation spend. So if you take a country with a high e-commerce spend, with high labour costs, that naturally leads to a high warehouse automation spend. So worldwide, currently, the UK leads the way for warehouse spend on average per warehouse, which is really down to those labour costs. Finally, the next trend is returns. So it's something that you won't even notice, but my wife, again, she'll buy, I don't know, 5 dresses for an occasion. She'll actually return 4 of them. That puts a lot of stress onto warehouses. What you need to then have is the solutions in place to be able to take that stock back in, make sure that you've accounted for it, ensure that you can then complete the returns procedure in the correct time frame. So that's a big stress onto warehouses and one of our biggest trends at the moment. Yeah,
I mean, I'm easily as guilty as your wife when it comes to returning things, and I think sometimes you forget how much we impact industries like logistics going forward. So no, great. I think now I'd like to move on to what are the challenges that you're seeing your customers facing at the moment?
Yeah, so there's some of these challenges linked back to them trends, and I think one of the biggest challenges is knowing what's coming in to your warehouse or to your facility, to your distribution centre. So if you take postage and parcel, for example, you could easily have 1 million parcels. That's a realistic data set. And let's say you have 99.9% efficiency. Yeah. That's still not good enough. You're then seeing 1,000 parcels potentially that are not going to the correct place or are getting lost. That has a real big impact on the business itself. And then if you look into the clothing and garment industry, what we typically see is supply chain will deliver something either with boxes, pallets. You'll, for example, say we've got 10 t-shirts in this box. You'll take that on its word, or you'll have somebody with a manual code reader that will take a lot of time to scan that in. If you've trusted it, that's what it says in the box, we come to later down the process and we realise actually we only had 8 or 9 t-shirts in that box, and that has a big problem for availability issues for the warehouse. So it's something that's a big challenge, knowing what's in there. Next up, we have efficiency. The biggest challenge with efficiency is that we're needing a longer cut-off for next day delivery. That's a demand from the end users that we want to be able to order later into the night to have it for the next day. That means we're putting more pressure on the 3PLs, more pressure on the warehouses to be able to deliver that to the consumer. And finally, we're coming back again, rolling back round to labour costs. It's still one of the biggest challenges that we have within intralogistics. from your experience, have you got any recommendations around our solutions that will help our customers moving forward?
Yeah, I think the way we're best looking at this is breaking down the challenges that you brought up. And I think first, if we start with efficiency, and this means like removing bottlenecks in processes, I think it's best to point out as well that this is not just an issue in logistics. Like we see this in every single vertical moving forward. But the top end solution that we do have is location intelligence. So this software basically acts by getting in the raw data from whatever system's being used, processing it, and then it can start setting alerts going forward and really helping our customers analyse what is going on in the processes moving forward. Ally is really good because it's agnostic, so it can interface in with not only just like the likes of RFID, but other hardware as well going forward. So when we're looking at improving efficiency and trying to reduce bottlenecks going forward, like location intelligence has a lot of features which can help mitigate against this challenge. So one of them is the real-time visibility and monitoring. So location intelligence provides dashboards, and typically you see dots moving around the screen, and these are your assets. But what we need to know is the context of the dots. So what we're looking for is downtime of product flow. We're also looking for if any of the assets have gone stationary, why? And this really helps you to start interpreting, okay, where are the issues within our work process and how can we fix that? One of the other features that it also does is automation to the workflow. In a lot of our industry, specifically in logistics, you see a lot of manual checks, you see a lot of human error going on, and what location intelligence does is when an asset reaches a certain location, it can change statuses, give actions, and allow workers to know where in the work process those assets are. Another feature that Ally has is the geofencing and alerts part. So ultimately what our customers can do is set up zone areas where they either want their assets to go into or they don't want their assets to go into, and this really helps with monitoring where their assets are at all times and make sure that nothing goes lost. Finally, one of the main benefits that I see location intelligence bringing to customers is being able to identify patterns of bottlenecks or any deviations that have gone on with the historical data that it also provides for them. So in the intralogistics industry, what systems and hardware are you seeing your customers typically using to track their assets going forward?
Okay, so we have pretty much a standard set of hardware and software that we see within intralogistics. So the first is traditional weighing scales, so that really confirms the raw data. It shows you what the product is, what you're expecting. However, what you need to do with that is coincide it with something like a code reader to confirm that that product is what it says it is. So a code reader could come in the form of a manual scan or a fixed position, which is great. It's used worldwide in intralogistics, but it does have its issues. We have problems with lighting, we have problems with the location and the environment, the focal length, which is leading to an increase in RFID technology. So the beauty of RFID is that it can mass asset track in a real life speed, which drastically increases your efficiency in operations. From a software side, from the intralogistics team, it's not something we've focused on too much, as we've not had something in the offering that could really help us. But from a typical basis, what we see is warehouse management systems, ERP, and fleet management, and that's the typical software and systems that we see. Just going back to those challenges within intralogistics, we've touched on efficiency, the other two being labour costs and visibility. So from your experience, what solutions do you think are best fit for helping with those?
Yeah, so I think if we're looking at passive tracking, which is our RFID, we're definitely looking at our ultra high frequency part of the RFID portfolio. Like an example of that is our RF600. So I want to look specifically at one of the challenges you brought up, which was reducing labour costs. So in terms of using ultra high frequency, that would allow you to eliminate manual scanning. It also allows you to streamline operations, so speed up receiving and shipping by automatically verifying goods and cutting down on manual checks and truck delays. And finally, it prevents loss of time by automatically monitoring valuable assets like pallets and containers. So I now want to address the second challenge you talked about, which was increasing visibility, specifically using ultra-high frequency. So one of the ways that RFID can help with that is by providing real-time accuracy. It does this by knowing where the assets are in the facility, and it minimises errors. On top of that, there's also workflow monitoring, so we're able to track assets through every stage of the logistics process, so you know where everything is. And then finally is enhancing traceability. So as we spoke about before, having a detailed history of every item's journey is crucial for compliance, quality and security within a warehouse.
Yep.
Another solution that I want to bring up within RFID is one of our turnkey solutions, which is called the Dot Door Gate. So ultimately what this is a large RFID frame that goes around a loading bay with our ultra high frequency readers that is specifically designed for loading products in and out of, whether it's trucks or vans, and being able to do that mass asset reading at once. One of the benefits of using something such as a turnkey solution is that when it comes to our customers, basically all it really needs is being connected to the network and power. So it literally is an out-of-the-box solution that can provide such value to customers when it comes to tracing their assets in a warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, for me and Intralogistics, that's a huge product.
Yeah.
It's something massive for us. We've done Intralogistics Innovation Days, and all conversations come back to that asset of a dock door gate being really easy to use, speeding up their processes, and the fact that we've got more tags in the field than ever. It makes this much easier to transition and put that into your warehouse. So for me, that's a really great point.
It's probably best to point out as well that location intelligence does act like a data gateway for those systems, so it combines all the data together to give the customer better visibility of all work processes going on. So before you mentioned that a lot of customers have their fleet management systems. So have you had any inquiries with customers where they're not only looking for indoor tracking, but they're actually looking for outdoor tracking as well?
Okay, so something that we use in Intralogistics is simulation, so bear with me. So what we've done recently with one of our customers is try to look at those bottlenecks, and we use simulation to work out what the problem was. The problem was actually with the unloading and loading of the lorries coming into the warehouse. It was taking far too long. In fact, it was taking a couple of hours. So we were able to identify that the issue was that section. With the technology in Intralogistics now, we were able to focus on a solution that was trailer unloading, reducing that time to minutes, which drastically increased the efficiency. However, that's a simulation perspective. Having that ability to look at outdoor tracking on the full supply chain would allow us to realise a lot of other bottlenecks, and using that real-time data to identify what those issues are. So from my side, it's not something we've explored before with outdoor tracking. Is that something that's changed from Siemens' side? Have we got something that's changed in the offering? Yeah, so as everyone is aware, our active tracking products that we had, RTLS, are going to be obsolete soon. So one thing that we identified within our portfolio is we had a gap. We didn't have any products for active tracking moving forward. We only had passive, which is the likes of, RFID. So we're currently working with third-party technologies moving forward to try and bridge that gap to where customers really need that real-time location on their assets and products. Okay. And is that inside, outside? Do we have the ability to do that inside as well? Yeah, so when it comes down to active tracking, we needed it both inside and outside, because I think even without one of our products going obsolete, it was always an area that we needed to bridge that gap for. So what we're looking at is Bluetooth technology. So we've got an array of technology that we're currently looking at and working with our third parties on. So we have GPS, and that typically is a product that we will be looking at using outdoors, really seeing where the movement of assets are, but it can also be vehicles as well.
Then when we come down to indoors, GPSs can still be used, but typically we're looking at more our Bluetooth tags that are looking at about 1 metre and over accuracy. And then we're coming down to our AOA, which is angle of arrival Bluetooth, which can do from 0.3 metres to 1 metre of accuracy. And we're not using this to completely replicate the technology that we previously had. It's more to find a way of still providing that active tracking for our customers moving forward.
Brilliant.
It's probably best as well to mention that the third-party technology that we've been working on has adapted into location intelligence as well. So when we're really talking about our technology being agnostic, this is purely showing this moving forward with different technologies be able to connect into that software to show that visibility.
Yeah. So are there any plans moving forward to demonstrate this technology to our customers?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're working on at the minute is in one of our facilities near our headquarters here in Manchester. We have a storage facility in which we want to make as a bit of a demonstration area and also a testing facility. So in there, what we're looking to do is try and put all of our track and trace offerings in there, including third party as well, to show how well that integrates into location intelligence and also show hybrid systems as well moving forward, as this is something that we've noticed a lot of customers wanting. It's probably best to also mention that there's other technology in there as well. We're going to be showcasing 5G and cybersecurity as well. And it is in a live facility that a lot of our employees are working in as well.
No, that sounds really excellent. I think that's something that our customers will really want to see. And I'm sure we'll get lots of them to the site. And something else I just want to quickly mention is Transform 2026. So on the 15th to the 16th of July, we will be hosting again at Manchester Central, and it's a real good opportunity to come and speak to our experts about the technology, ask the questions and see it in person in a great setting.
Thanks everybody for joining today. I hope that you found this video quite insightful, because I know I have, speaking to Ryan myself. If you would like to speak or get in touch with our Intralogistics team, I've attached a link where you can speak to them about your specific solutions going forward. And I just want to go and reiterate that the fact that Transform 2026 will be on the 15th and 16th of July. So please look at the link that I've also attached and register your interest. Thank you.